In a prior video, I used a handheld circular saw to make a miter cut, and what I experienced was burning as well as an uneven cut. So that video demonstrates that handheld circular saws aren't really ideal for making miter cuts. In this video, we're going to demonstrate the CMCS714M1 miter saw by Craftsman that came out in fall of 2018. I think it was actually November of 2018, so it's really early in terms of its release. The kit comes with a 4.0 Ah amp hour lithium ion battery. Okay, so we're going to plug this in and we're going to make some cuts. So before I do that, I just wanted to demonstrate a little trick. If you have one of these miter saws, and we can put a little bag inside, a little plastic bag inside, and just take a bag, a grocery bag like that, and just put it inside and take the edges and push them up against the edge of the opening. And what you can do is you can prevent a lot of dust from getting onto your bag. If you take a rubber band, which I don't have in this case, but I'll just tie it around like this because I know it's going to grab it once it's in there. So you could take a rubber band and then just wrap it around that. Okay, and then take your bag while holding it and flip this thing around. That way you get a nice, your bag doesn't get all dirty, and you get a little bag in a bag that you can use for collecting your dust. So there's our bag, and I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to put it in the back. The great thing about this saw is it's so lightweight. It's so lightweight that it's just really cool. I really like it a lot. So these are the kinds of boards I'm going to be cutting. This is OSB board. We're just going to make some sample cuts with this OSB board. This is James Hardy board. It's a concrete board, and we're going to make a cut on that. And then I'm going to cut this 2x6 that you can see out here. I'm going to make a cut in that. Let's just see how this thing works. What I realized is, after I put on my bag, I realized that my outdoor table, my deck table, is in the way. So I'm going to see how light that is. That's only 20 pounds. It doesn't break your back. You can easily lift it. So I'm going to rotate it to the other side. Got pieces of wood here. I don't know if anybody can see the back of my backyard, but we had a horrible storm. Like, I think it was early January or late December, and everything I had just got destroyed. This thing got knocked over. The tent in the back ripped. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just show it. It's kind of embarrassing. So that thing just completely collapsed. And that was my tent for the farmer's market that I go to and sell things. Okay, so here is the saw. We're now going to make sure it's free of encumbrances, and it rotates okay. The table is kind of weak, but we'll see. This isn't all that sophisticated. So the next step is I'm going to plug in my battery, put on some safety glasses. Oh wow, something just came on. Let's see how this runs. It's kind of scared. Oh nice. Sounds like a little it's kind of a weak sounding saw, but ooh. Let's take a look at how this works. So I hope I've got the best view for everybody. Is that good enough? Does it need to be closer? Let's try that. Okay, so I've never cut with this saw before. I've actually never used a miter saw. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to make a straight cut. I like to keep my pieces of wood, so I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to take my clamp here and put it over to the other side. I don't really like this clamp. It's just cheap metal. It's the same kind of clamp on the DeWalt, but the DeWalt's made of a bit sturdier metal. I just frankly... What the heck? It won't go in. So you can hold that down, you can clamp that down there and then clamp that there. It's not too bad, it's a good clamp. Okay, it's all good. I like it. Okay. Clamp that down. You always should clamp down your pieces of wood. So, because you don't want anything moving or flying. Okay. So I've never used a miter saw in my life, and I've never used this thing before either. So here we go. We're going to make our very first cut in this using this Craftsman CMCS714M1 miter saw. And this, so what I was about to do was make a cut without this whole thing clamped down. So I'm going to make a straight cut, tighten that down, and let's loosen the. Make sure that that can go freely if we needed to. In this case, we just probably need to just test it and see what we're going to make our cut. We're going to probably just go straight down. So I want to see the sliding action. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, it touched it. I'm just checking to make sure that my blade's not crooked. Okay, it runs really nice, really nice. I really like it. Ooh. That was beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. This is OSB board. It made a beautifully nice cut. I'm using a Diablo blade, by the way. Okay, so that was our first cut. I'm kind of surprised at all this debris. Don't know why. Okay, so that was our first cut. Since I like to be I like to save my wood and stuff, because that's too short a piece, but what we'll do next is we'll make a miter cut with this OSB board. Again, it's just really light stuff first, because I'm just getting used to this thing and seeing how it works. So I'm going to make a 45-degree angle miter. Okay, I got my angle here at 0, so I'm just gonna push it. So let's go and rotate this guy. I'm gonna go to 15. Let's just go 22.5. So 22.5, and I'm gonna rotate the saw so the bevel is 45 degrees. Let's see if it'll do it. Okay, that's 45. And this time, let's just lock this in place, okay? We're just gonna go straight down. See what it does. This is a sliding miter saw. I don't think it's recommended to go straight down, but hope y'all can see this. Okay, I can move the camera. Oh, I lost that guy. Hope you can see that. Is that a good view? We'll just try that. Okay, I'll lock this, turn it on. Okay, here we go. Something tells me that that's not ideal. So I'm going to pull it back. And I'm going to make my angle miter cut. Wow. Nice. Okay, there's our OSB board. Now, I just did this using a circular saw. That was a handheld circular saw, and the angle cuts, the miter cuts are really, they really do require a lot of power, a lot of RPMs, but that did a good job. We're using some of the softest wood out there. It's just OSB first. So that kind of bothers me a little bit about how I kind of struggled with that. But here you go, that's that. It's pretty sharp and straight. And those are the cuts. This is just on simple OSB. Okay. Ooh. So we're gonna go back to 45. I'm gonna just go back to 0 here. And now I'm just gonna do, this is at 45, and I'm just gonna do a straight 45 cut. Ooh. Just checking if it clears. Okay, so I'm gonna lock this guy. Yeah, it's locked. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab my big piece of I don't really have the right kind of table and setup, but I'm gonna try this. Lubricating yourself. I'm knocking things out like breaking a window. Let's see how this works. It's really cold out. It was around 20-something degrees earlier this morning. Let's give this a try. Okay, so in this case we're not really totally level, but let's try it. Let's just see what this will do. I don't know if this would assume that it's a thicker board, because what I've done is I've raised it so I got more level. I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay, right now there's already a problem, so you can see. Wait, what is this? So this saw. I don't know. I might hurt myself here. Is this saw up to this task? Okay, before we do that, I'm going to do a test cut. So, put this down. Okay, we're just test to see. A vertical cut. In this case, I'm just going to use my just some cheap ass clamps from Harbor Freight. Everything's clamped. Our angle's set. Okay, here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I was going really slow because I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to power tools and circular saws. So that's that cut using in the vertical direction, and it did it. Okay, so we know we can cut vertically. There's your miter. Not bad. Super cold out here. Let's go ahead and do one more test. I might need to make a second video for that longer board. So I'm gonna go back to 0 degrees. And I'm gonna cut something probably this saw was not made to do. And I'm going to cut this James Hardy board. The blade's made for it because we know we've been able to do that successfully. So,